You think starting a company buys your freedom. You are wrong. You are about to trade the next 10 years of your youth to build a machine that will eventually replace you. You are 24 years old. The curve begins now. Level 1. The delusion. The deck is 22 slides. You built it in a Notion doc first, then a Google Slides template, then a real designer charged you $400 to make it look like it cost $4,000. The partner opens his laptop. He doesn't open the deck. You are on slide 1. He's already looking at the next meeting on his calendar. The whiteboard has 3 words on it. Problem, solution, moat. The third one has a question mark. You drew it there 4 weeks ago, and you haven't erased it because erasing it feels like admitting something. You are 24 years old. Your last paycheck was $3,800. You have deposited nothing since. The desk costs $220 a month. You paid for 3 months up front because committing felt like progress. The math on that is its own kind of problem. $11,400. You've run the number in your head, in a spreadsheet, and in a notes app at 2:13 a.m. The number doesn't change. What changes is how long you stare at the screen before the blue light starts to make your eyes ache. There's a gap in your former employer's product. You know about it because you spent 2 years inside their systems, watching where things didn't work. You are building directly into that gap. You don't call it what it is. No one has used that phrase. The company is still running. The people you worked with are still there. You own 100% of a company that has made $0. You correct people when they say you don't have a company yet. The correction feels heavy in your throat. Version 1 exists in pieces. The story of version 1 exists in a pitch deck you've revised 11 times. Some mornings you're not sure which one you're actually building. The distinction feels important. You haven't resolved it. Someone from your old team texts you about a happy hour. You read it. You don't respond for 6 hours. When you do, you say your head's down. That's the word you use. Heads down. The first user isn't a user. It's your roommate. Then it isn't. Level 2. The hustle. He's been talking for 28 minutes. The call was scheduled for 20. You haven't said anything about that. You are 25. You have not filed your taxes because what you made last year is a number you are not ready to put on a document. You tell him you have over 300 active users. You have 340. Both sentences are accurate. You chose the one that sounds like momentum without being a specific thing he can verify quickly. He asks about the team. You say we. You say it 11 times on the call. There is no we in the cap table yet. Both of these facts are true and you don't reconcile them out loud. Your co-founder works 20 hours a week. You haven't discussed what happens when the money comes in. You have discussed the product. The product is easier to discuss. He commits. $75,000. The wire arrives on a Thursday morning at 10:04 a.m. You screenshot the bank notification before you even breathe. You don't show it to anyone. You just stare at the pixels until the screen dims. You have 18 months of runway. Maybe 14 if the AWS bill keeps moving the way it moved last month. You've looked at that line item 4 times this week. You haven't changed anything yet. It's growing like a fever. You just watch it burn. Your co-founder texts you to say congratulations. Not a call. You read it immediately. You respond with a thumbs up, then delete it, then type something longer, then send the thumbs up. The wire clears. You open the deck again. The slide says North Star metric. You added it at 11:45 last night because the deck felt thin without something that sounded like a framework. Level 3. The scale. You are 27. 3 of your 6 employees are older than you. One of them mentions it at the end of a stand-up in a way that isn't quite a joke. You laugh. The call ends. You think about it for the rest of the afternoon. Monthly burn is $68,000. Revenue is $9,200. You present the graph with both lines on it. Everyone can see where they are in relation to each other. Nobody says the thing everyone is looking at. The slide advances. Process complete. You hired 6 people. 2 of them are better at their jobs than you were at their jobs. You knew this when you made the offers. That part was not a mistake. When you are wrong about a hire, it is someone else's 8 months. You let one go at month 4. The documentation says performance. He asked too many questions in all hands, the kind that required you to have answers in front of other people. You don't write that anywhere. The paperwork clears in 3 business days. CEO appears on your LinkedIn on a Tuesday. 3 recruiters message you the same week. None of them are asking if you're looking. They're asking if you know anyone. You had the last honest conversation about whether this was working alone, in a parking structure, engine running. You drove home. You didn't resolve it. The Series A deck is 19 slides. The designer charges $1,100. You don't negotiate. The art on the walls doesn't have price tags. That's how you know. You are 28 years old and you have the $6 million ask memorized, and you also have the feeling of saying it out loud, which is a different thing from having it memorized. The lead partner is 34. He sold something at 29. You know his number. He knows you know. The model says conservative estimates. You built it at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday. You do not go back to define which one of those facts supersedes the other. You sign the term sheet in 11 days. The ink is dry before you realize you no longer own the majority of your time. Level 4. The machine. Your co-founder's name is still in the bio section of the deck. You updated his title to advisor 4 months ago. He was supposed to be in this room. You haven't spoken since a Tuesday in March. The slide with his photo came up once during the Q&A. Nobody asked about it. The $400 deck from the beginning is still in your Google Drive. You haven't deleted it. 22 people now. You learn their names by the end of month 1. By month 6, you stop trying with the new ones. 9 people in the room. You have not built anything with your hands in 14 months. You are 30. A profile piece calls you one of the most promising founders under 35. You read it twice. The third time, you notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't mention the senior engineer who quit Tuesday. You raised $22 million. Headcount is 61. Burn is $410,000 per month. Your VP of Finance says you have 53 months of runway, then says on current burn, then pauses, because current burn is not what the model shows for Q3. The distance between you and the product is now 3 people. You learn this when a user complaint surfaces in a press inquiry before it surfaces internally. You are in a Monday sync when it happens. The sync has 9 people in it. It continues. A senior engineer quits. The exit interview says leadership. The HR summary says growth opportunities. You were in the room for 2 of the specific things she described. You read the summary. You approve it. You do not add a comment. 2 trade publications cover the raise. One mentions the $22 million. One mentions you specifically, your age, and the word visionary. You didn't use that word. You don't correct it. You are in 7 hours of meetings on a Tuesday. You begin a thought about what Tuesdays used to be for. You don't finish it. The next meeting starts. The term sheet for Series C arrives on a Friday. You are in a 1-on-1 when it lands. You finish the 1-on-1. The room costs $8,000 today. 200 people in it. Catered lunch. A slide that says, our values. You wrote the first draft of that slide in 2019 at a desk you paid $220 a month for. A consultant revised it in 2022 for $14,000. The core words are the same. The framing is different. You approved both versions. Level 5. The exit. You are 32. 2 of your earliest employees have left, vested, and started their own companies. One of them raised a seed round last month. You saw it in TechCrunch before you saw it anywhere else. You sent a congratulations message. You meant it. The product shipped 3 updates this week. You read about them in the internal changelog. You were not in any of the rooms where they were decided. Your paper net worth is $47 million at the last 409A. Your bank account has $214,000. You have not explained the gap to your parents. They have not asked. You cut 18 people in a restructuring. The press release says strategic realignment. You wrote that phrase. You knew when you typed it that it was accurate, and also that it was the kind of accurate that doesn't require you to read it again. You haven't. You used the word resilience in the all hands. For times. You counted afterward, not before. The banker says pre-IPO optionality. You write it down. You're not sure why. The wire confirmation arrives at 9:17 a.m. $31 million after taxes, fees, and secondary liquidation. You sit in your car in the parking structure, engine running. You feel nothing performative. You are 34. People ask what's next with the energy of people who already have a theory. You give an answer that is true and also incomplete. This is not new behavior. The number is new. $31 million liquid. You remember $11,400 without trying. You don't know why that one stayed exact when the numbers that came after it blurred. The co-working space closed in 2021. A gym is there now. 3 former employees email you after the announcement. 2 are warm. 1 asks about a reference. You respond to all 3 within the hour. You do not respond the same way to all 3. You don't note the difference in the emails. You use the word exploring 4 times in 1 week. You count it afterward, not before. By week 3, you are not sure what to do with a Thursday afternoon. You make a list. 7 items. 5 of them are work. The habit has outlived the need. On a Wednesday at 11 a.m., you are in a coffee shop. A 24-year-old at the next table has a whiteboard doc open. 3 words circled. You don't look long enough to read them. You already know what they are. Somewhere in this city, she is running the math at 2 a.m. She is paying $220 for a desk. She has 22 slides. The deck looks like it cost more than it did. She is on level 1. The system does not register that you were also there. It doesn't care about your vision or your 10 years of youth. It never did. It never will.